You know, when it comes to modeling trains, there's some phrases that overall just shouldn't make sense, or when you think about them, maybe they don't to a surface level. Like, think about this, N scale, right? What if I told you that's the easiest scale to start with? I'm not kidding. I'm being serious right now. And largely that's because of one brand, Kato. And no, they're not paying me to say that, but they did send me some things to talk about. So it's also the only N-scale track I've ever used, but for a reason. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have something pretty special to take a look at. All thanks to my good friend Joel and the others at Kato USA, we have quite a bit to talk about today. In specific, the Amtrak ALC42 Charger and the Superliner. I kind of made that longer than it needed to be. Yes, the new Amtrak starter set, and I believe at the time of recording this set hasn't come out yet. I believe this set hit stores in early November, which is why you're seeing this video now, or around this time. Or, you know, just maybe. I'm pulling your leg, because it turns out I got some of that information kind of wrong there. Hi, so this is a post-Trainboy recording this section. The ALC is not the new thing that's coming out later this month, or the new product. That would actually be these, the Amtrak Viewliner cars here, which you'll also see. So if I say that the ALC is new, disregard that. It's not. These are, though. Alright, back to the video. But we don't just have that to talk about today. They were also kind enough to send the Amtrak Viewliner 2 set, and a couple other things as well, which we'll take a look at later in the video. Or at least a little bit more up close. But besides that, what are we doing today? And what exactly is all of this you see in front of you? Now, what you're seeing in front of you are the add-on sets, or what Kato calls them, the variation sets. And I've got a couple of these to showcase how easy it is to expand to these sets. Hopefully, these all three will be added to the Amtrak ALC set. Now, with the set, Kato was kind enough to send me the rail yard and switching track set, or Variation 3, V3. But besides that, and to kind of add on to the larger set, we also have Variation 2, which is the single track viaduct set, and the oval track set, or Variation 6. Okay, so now we have a general idea of what we're talking about. What exactly are we looking at here? So what are these Kato boxes? Well, let's start with the ALC42, and truth be told, these boxes are kind of the same across every Kato product. When it comes to the actual train sets, as you can see here, you do have windows on the front which will show you the engine, the cars it comes with, but besides that, it's pretty much, you know, what you'd expect. It's got pictures of the locomotive, it tells you what the locomotive is. We got the Kato logo on the top, and the back shows you the track that comes with this and how you can kind of add on to it. So in this train set, you get a Master 1 or a M1 set, and that's pretty much your basic starting oval. The bottom left and right side show you what you can do to add on to that with variation kits or putting multiple together. Truth be told, there's nothing special about this idea, but seeing it and the way they've kind of, you know, laid this out, it is kind of neat, and it's something that definitely inspired and helped me when I put all four of mine together. But unfortunately, this is largely the same across every box. We see this on the back of V6, V3, and V2. It's pretty much the exact same thing no matter what Kato box you get. But that aside, let's be honest, these are boxes. I don't think anybody cares that much about that. The variation sets are largely the same way. They don't have windows which show you locomotives because they don't really have any, but they do show you and describe to you what's, you know, in it. Like it shows you the viaduct, it shows you the switching track set, and it does show you the outer oval on the... You get what I'm saying. So what exactly is it about Kato that I like? Why is it the only in-scale track I've pretty much always used? I could spend time talking about the extra detail they put into the tracks, and I think I'll do that a little bit later, but that's not really, you know, the main appeal for me. I mean, yeah, it does look amazing, it's already ballasted, and compared to pretty much any other track on the market, I mean, it's the most realistic out of box, you can't really argue that. But believe it or not, that's not what I find so appealing. It is something I enjoy, but it's not what I think is the main appeal of Kato for me. So as you can see in this time-lapse, I'm kind of struggling to figure out how to put this set together. And I have to say that was something I really liked. It's not that it was, you know, hard. More, I just kept having new ideas and wanted to see if I could, you know, get them all to work. This may not make sense to a lot of people, but it almost feels like I'm playing with a Tomy Blue track again, or a play rail, or something like that. But it's not play rail, it's a model train track. It kind of brings me back to when I was a kid and was doing the same thing on my, you know, childhood floor. Just doing anything I could to make these crazy ideas come to fruition with fun toy train tracks. Except now you're kind of doing it with much more detailed train tracks. And really, I can't think of a better comparison. I kept thinking, oh, I want to add a bridge, I want to add a crossing, I want another crossing where the track overlaps itself. And just kept going, and sometimes it would work, sometimes I needed to change things to make it work. It may be a headache at first and take double or triple the time you thought it would, but I promise at the end of it, you're going to feel so nice. Not to mention the entire thing sets up and wires together beautifully. These switches not only work, but again, are very simple to plug into the controller. They also sound very satisfying when they work. It's not one of those things that takes a lot of brain power or figuring out. It's kind of laid out in front of you. And sometimes that's exactly what you need, or want. When it comes to simplicity, consistency, detail, there's really not a brand I could recommend more. But enough about the track, enough about that. I think these guys are getting a little bit restless to get to the running. And that's the perfect time to introduce this little guy, the Pocket Line Series Steeple Cab Electric Locomotive. We'll just call it the Steeple Cab for now. So the little orange Steeple Cab was also sent to me from Kato, and I can't lie. Yeah, I know this is the Amtrak review, or that portion, but look at it, he's just so cute. Not to mention this thing is like $30 or $40, the cheapest in-scale train you can find on the market, and it looks this good. I mean, yeah, it is basic, but look at that pantograph. Look at he looks like a pumpkin. And here he is giving us a hand shunting these Amtrak cars into place. Now, say you work with a confined space, or really like shunting in terms of a model operation. Kato is the perfect thing for you. As you can see here, I'm switching every switch track, and sometimes it takes me a little bit to remember which track is which track, but I figure it out in the end. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So I can't say it's anything too hard to figure out. And there she is, the ALC-42. So, when it comes to American locomotives, that's definitely something that's a bit more recent in my interest. And before I got this set, I knew nothing about the Amtrak ALC-42, really had no plans to pick it up. I'll tell you now that I have it, and all thanks to Kato, I might never look back. So as you'll soon see, this thing is very impressively weighted, and it also has bidirectional lighting. Truth be told, this engine just exceeds every expectation I had for it. Not only does it look amazing, but it can pull every single one of these cars you're seeing very easily and very consistently, which I kind of was worried about with the single track viaduct set. So locomotives like the Steeple Cab really struggle with any sort of weight when they're going up an incline. I was kind of worried the ALC would largely be the same. Yet no, in absolutely no way. That thing made the hill look like nothing. And again, just kind of looks beautiful as it's going. Look at that lighting there at the front. Look at the reflection of the silver paint on the coaches. And then take a second to remember this is all in scale. This can fit in the palm of your hand. I really think it's fair to say Kato went above and beyond here. Not only do we see beautifully detailed engines, detailed track, but a very simple way to add on to that track, as you can see here. If you're someone like me and want to run absolutely anything but a basic oval, again, Kato's got your back in pretty much every single way.
Ricey K.
And look, that quick, take the Amtrak away, now it's Farquhar. We got Percy and Toby on the line. You see what I'm saying? It's adaptable. I think I've said this like 100 times now, but it looks good. It's just fun, and at the end of the day, what's more important than that? I guess simplicity, but that's up there too. One of the most common questions I've always been asked is, are model trains hard to get into? And to that I say, if a moron like me can make something like this work, you can make the Mona Lisa.
The difference you feel they've made. They're the kind of people television does well to offer our world. Special thanks to my family and friends, and to my co-workers in public broadcasting, family communications, and this academy for encouraging me, allowing me cheers to be your neighbor.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.